some of the unsuccessful jelly plate pulls that I did on one of my videos, and what I thought I would do is just show you what I was going to do with them rather than just throw them in the bin. So let's get on with it and see what happens. I'm going to try and use all these, and this is in my art journal book, and all I've done is taped the page off. I've used this, this is frog tape, and it's for a delicate surface. So let's see whether or not it actually tears the paper when I take it off. So again, this is going to be a bit of an experiment. So let's have a look and see what I'm going to do. So let's see how this tape comes off. Still tearing the paper, so you have to be careful if this was something that you wanted to do as a commission or have as some art for yourself. You could always use a hairdryer to sort of melt the glue a little bit before you attempt to take it off, but because this is in my art journal and it really doesn't matter about the paper, I'm just happy to take the frog tape off. So there's an example of what you can do with your less successful pulls. So I've finished my collage and it's the next day, and when I've come to look at it I feel that it's a little bit bland and it needs some contrast. So I've got one of these permanent markers. This is Pentel, and a rather large fat Sharpie, and I think I'm going to make some marks with these. Don't know how it's going to look, but it's just a piece of paper, so nothing ventured, nothing gained. So I'm just going to make some marks. So now that I've made some black marks, I'm going to put some white just to balance it up again. So I've started to make some marks here with this white paint. My camera decided not to turn on while I started this. But I think it's important to note that even if you're not happy with what you've done, it really doesn't matter. If you've enjoyed working with your paints and paper, it's just really lovely to create pieces of paper with paint on it. And if it's only for you and you're enjoying it, then what does it matter? I think this is dry now, or pretty much dry, the white, and I'm still not happy with it. So what I'm going to do is I've squeezed out some black gesso, and I quite like this pattern here. This is one of my masks, stencil masks that I use, and I thought that I would just make marks like this. I've got a flat brush. I might change it to another brush, but we'll see how we go with that. So let's just make some marks on here. You always go through an ugly stage, I feel, with your paintings or your collage. There is always an ugly stage. Now, I may have reached that now. I might not be able to pull this back into anything that is recognisable as being interesting, but I've enjoyed using different papers that I use to make my textured papers on my jelly plate, and I've used them instead of just throwing them in the bin. So it's something that I've enjoyed doing, and this might turn out to be quite interesting. Or not. So yes, I've decided to do something else. You know me by now, I just can't leave it alone. In the UK we call this fiddling, not being able to leave it alone. This is Pebeo Studio Acrylics, and it's metallic 350 and it's iridescent precious gold. So I'm going to see if I can do anything with this, just to introduce some more colour into it. try again and see what happens, whether I leave it or carry on fiddling. Oops, missed a bit. Right, paintbrush down. Everything's dried, it's the next day, and I'm just going to add one more little bit. You know me, I can't stop once I start. This is light blue permanent and it's Liquid-X. So I've just put a little hint of it there, and I'll see where I can put these little spots. Righty-ho, that is finished. I'm not doing any more. I've drawn a black line round it, so that's it. I've so enjoyed putting this together. There's been lots of frustrations, working through the ugly stage, making it look worse, and then pulling it back from that horrible stage where you think you're just going to give up. But I didn't give up. I kept on going, started off with some papers that I didn't care for and that I was going to just either completely ignore or throw in the bin. Stuck those down as a collage. Then I put some black marks on and some white daubs. Wasn't happy with that. Decided I needed to do something further with the collage, so I went over it with black paint. Again, felt that it didn't look exactly as I wanted it to, so I put some gold marks on and then left it overnight, came back and put some more turquoise on, finished off with the black line, and then that is finished. I hope you enjoyed watching that. I certainly enjoyed playing with my jelly plate and making collage and painting. So thanks for joining me, and I look forward to seeing you again very, very soon. Bye for now.